Hey everybody, my name is Rachel Parrish. You can call me Professor Parrish, Miss Parrish, Rachel, whatever you like. But welcome to English 122. I will go ahead and apologize. I've got my quarantine hair and I'm not wearing any makeup for this video, so it's been hot outside today, but I wanted to go ahead and put this on here as our introduction video to the class. English 122. For many of you, this will be the last English class that you ever take in college. Some of you are probably happy about that. Others may be sad and decide to take an English course later on. But this is actually one of my favorite classes to teach. And I love this course because we actually get to explore literature, we get to look at fiction and nonfiction, at poetry, at drama, and we get to do a research paper, which is something that you will more than likely do in your other college classes, even after English 122. So I want to thank you, first of all, for taking this course this summer at SIC and taking it online, because I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Every semester has been different. Every semester that I've taught this class has been really exciting. I didn't teach English 122 back in the spring, so it's so nice to be back with you guys for this summer course. What this video is going to be doing is introduce basically the mechanics of the class, so where everything is at, where you can find it, and I'm going to talk about the syllabus. And then there is a week 1 lecture video that's going to be posted either this Sunday night or by tomorrow, Monday. So if it's not posted tonight, Sunday, which is Sunday, June 7th, then just come back here tomorrow and it should be posted. I'll actually have access to a better camera and will look considerably better in that video. So I'll look much more teacherly. But just a little bit about myself. I have been teaching for several years now. I went to SIC right out of high school, and then I transferred to Illinois State, where I finished my bachelor and my master's degree. So, like I said, English 122 is near and dear to my heart, and I really enjoy teaching this class. Every week, I'm going to be posting lecture videos, because since we're online, I don't actually get to see you all, but I want you to be able to see me as your instructor, and that will help put a face to a name, and then hopefully if you have questions, I can address them in our lecture videos, and you can always reach out and ask me them separately if you want. But usually I'll start out the videos with this, where you can see the class kind of in the background, but I'm right here. And then what I'll do next is I will make myself much smaller, so you can kind of see me here. I'm waving, yeah, up towards the top of the page. You will likely hear my dog, Huckleberry. He is my corgi, and he's right here. So there he is. Hey, Huck. If you see me throwing a ball, it's for him. If you hear barking, it's him. So just keep that in mind, but hopefully he won't interrupt my videos too much. But let's talk about this course. So this is the English 122 page. The video I'm recording now will be posted here in our introduction video. What I also will do is each week, when we have new lecture videos, I will post them here in the announcements. So if you're wondering what this part right here is, that's where the links to the videos will be posted. I will also post them in our syllabus handouts and videos link over here on the left that I've got highlighted in blue. And I'll show you guys these links here shortly. But I'm going to go over our syllabus. My contact information is right here. We are working remote this summer due to COVID-19 regulations, so you can always email me my questions or questions you have at my email address right here. Or you can always call my extension, which is right here. Our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30. So from 8 to 4:30, I will be able to answer your phone calls, but you can email me anytime. Now, after 4:30, I may get back to you the next day. It may be later that night. It just depends on my accessibility to the internet, but I will get back to you. I'm try to be as thorough as possible with getting back to student emails. And then as far as our drop and ADA compliance policies, they're listed right here. But yeah, so we'll talk about the syllabus in just a moment, but I want to go over the mechanics of how this page works. If you've never taken an online class before, most of your online classes are set up similar. The main links you should worry about are these two top ones, the weekly assignments and the discussion forum. All of our video links, our syllabus, our handouts, paper guidelines, they are all going to be listed in this syllabus handouts and videos link. So I'll be posting the videos here, but you can kind of see for week 1 already, I've got our PowerPoint for fiction part 1, I've got an MLA PowerPoint, I've got our guidelines for paper 1, our outline guidelines, our syllabus. I'm going to go over these documents in the week 1 lecture video. So I'm not going to focus on them right now, but they are there for you to view. And you can scroll down and see that there's going to be documents for the weeks ahead. And then as I record the videos, I'll be adding them to this as well, to this page. Our weekly assignments, yeah, I know, I just introduced you. Our weekly assignments are right here, and this link right here. Okay. You can go through week by week and see the assignments. This will look a little bit different for you. I can't put it in student mode right now because it's before the class actually begins on the 8th, but it will tell you, come on. But it will, what it will do is give you the assignments, and then there's actually the links to the assignments below. And like I said, week 1, I will go over these assignments and we'll talk about them. But you can go ahead and view the assignments. There's only 8 weeks in this class. It will go by so fast. The summer always goes by incredibly fast. And so it will seem like we're doing a lot, but it's really condensing 16 weeks worth of class into half of that. So the nice thing about summer though is that you've got all week to do the assignments. So as long as you pace yourself and you keep track of everything, you should be all right. Our discussion forum link is right here. Almost every week we will have a discussion forum, and those will be listed right here. I'll go over this in the week 1 video as well, but you can go ahead and look and see the different ones that are available. All right. And then I went over the syllabus and handouts link. The email and roster, you can see who's all in the class. My email is going to be the dark gray one right here, so you can just check that. And then when you get to the bottom, you can open up an email. You can send it out. It will come to me. If I reply to it, it's going to go to your Falcon Mail. So if you've not logged on to Falcon Mail, you need to do that. I would say check Falcon Mail once a week, at least, just to make sure you've not gotten any new emails. And then I'm going to click cancel because I don't want to send an email right now. One thing about MySIC, if you've never taken an online class before, don't refresh and don't use the back button. For whatever reason, MySIC is not friendly with that. And sometimes the site will actually crash if you do that. So what I would suggest is just focus on clicking the links, whether it's this link to get back to the home page, whether it's these links to get to the different pages. Just use your links to navigate. Don't just focus on the back button or refresh because it can crash your system. And then the gradebook, I won't click on the gradebook now because for me it'll show me all of your grades, which there's no grades in at this point. But when you click on it, it will show your individual grade. And I try my best to be very up to date with grades because I know as a student I wanted to know what my grade was. So I will keep those up to date, don't worry. And then if you have any help, questions, want to know more course information, or see library resources, these links here will provide that as well. So really the weekly assignments and the discussion forum and the syllabus handouts and video pages are going to be probably your most frequented pages on these sites, but these other links are also here to help you. If you scroll down, you'll also see you have a link to your Falcon Mail from here, and you can get on the bookstore to see books as well. If you haven't gotten your textbook yet, you're going to need it this week, so make sure that you've ordered that from the SIC bookstore, preferably Monday so that you get it by Thursday or Friday. All right, so gone over my contact info. Let's finish up this video by talking about the syllabus. So here's our syllabus for English 122. My contact information is on the page, but my office hours are there as well. This is a continuation of English 121. So in English 121, you focused really on styles of writing. So informative, compare and contrast, argument. This is extending that to take those styles of writing and applying it to analyzing literature and different genres and subgenres. So everybody has their favorite. A lot of people like fiction and nonfiction. Some people like poetry. Some people like drama. Everybody has their favorites and their least favorites. My goal in this class is to not only give you an appreciation of each of the subgenres we're going to talk about, but also to improve your writing as a whole. Because this is, like I said, perhaps the last English class you take in college. So I want to make sure that we go out with a bang, we have a really good class, and that you feel like you've left your English college coursework as a stronger writer. So I won't go through each of these objectives. You all can read them on your own, but it's really just expanding upon what we've done in English 121 and doing a research paper applying it to subgenres of literature, and expanding on MLA. So if you just took English 121 and did MLA, then you're going to probably come into this class with enough knowledge that it's going to be fresh in your head. So as far as the class goes, we'll mainly have these lecture videos. We'll do guided discussions, videos. I like using a lot of visual medium to teach, especially in an online class. And we obviously will have readings from our textbook and other sources. Our main topics are the short story, which is fiction and nonfiction, poetry, drama, and the final research paper. And we won't talk about that final research paper till way down the road in July. But it will basically deal with taking whichever genre you liked the most and delving into a topic that is within that genre. You will notice on here, the essays required are 3 to 5 pages each for the first 3. And I've actually changed this for the summer. So summer class, y'all are lucky. We are actually changing this to 6 to 8. So there you go. So we're doing 3 to 5 pages for the first 3 essays and then 6 to 8 for the last one. So it's going to be 15 pages to 23 total of writing. But you can go beyond that. I've had students go way beyond these limitations. I'm fine with students going above and beyond the page requirements, but the minimum you've got to reach. So your first 3 papers have to be at least 3 full pages, and the last research paper has to be at least 6. And I know you're thinking, I can't write that much. I promise you, you can. I've taught this class enough that you will be able to, especially with the topics we get into when we talk about our research paper. If you're wanting to know basically the schedule in the class, it's listed here. It's just divvied up into 8 weeks. Our finals week is July 27th to the 30th, which will be your last paper and the final exam due. We do not have a midterm exam. I count your second paper and the poetry exam kind of as the midterm. I'm not an exam taker. I did not like exams in college. I was much more of a writer person. So the exams that we do in this class are going to be pretty straightforward, and they're not going to be too difficult. If you've read the material and you've engaged in the discussions, you're going to be just fine. I'm more concerned with what you write and how you do with that than I am if you can take a test. The textbook, this may very well be the last semester we use this textbook. I love this textbook. It is obnoxiously large and very hard to carry around, so I'm glad we have it for the summer. But it is the Discovering Literature textbook. Looks like this. It's super thick. We're not going to read this whole book. We're going to do a lot of passages. There's going to be a lot of assignments where you choose what you want out of the chapter to read. It's going to be very much, I like to tailor my English classes where you are reading and writing about things that interest you. As long as we stick with the theme and we stay on track together, then I would rather you write about a topic you're genuinely interested in terms of fiction, poetry, and drama, than for me to say, okay, we're going to write about Romeo and Juliet, and half of you have read it 20 times, and half of you don't care. So that's kind of my philosophy with English. There's so much you can do that I think that it needs to be personally tailored to whatever your interests are. But this is the textbook. You definitely need this. The Cengage Handbook, if you've recently taken English 121, you had to have this handbook for English 121. I'll be honest with y'all. At this point, I expect that your grammar and spelling is pretty much on par with what it should be. I know, right? Come up here. But I would recommend the Cengage Handbook. Just hold on to it. We'll talk about it with MLA usage. And then also, hey, come up here. Bring me your toy. I'll throw it. Go get your ball. He's like looking at me like, quit talking. But the handbook itself, it's really helpful if you are still struggling with some grammatical issues in your writing and you want to hold on to it, or if you want to have it for MLA purposes, I would definitely recommend keeping it. We're not going to do a lot of reading from it, only because I feel like in English 121, you really delve into the meat of it, and I don't want to repeat things that you guys have talked about in English 121. So it's going to be a good resource. I definitely recommend having it this semester because you already had it from English 121, so you might as well keep a hold of it, but we're not going to engage in a lot of readings from it this semester. So plagiarism policy is on here. Write your own work. We are going to have access to the plagiarism software, Turnitin. I've used it before. Pretty much your instructors are going to know if you are writing your own work or not, because writing is such, everybody has their own voice as a writer, that I will be able to tell as your instructor, you know, from week one, from the first paper, I'm going to be able to tell what your writing style is. And if I see something that seems like it's not your style, then obviously I'm going to check your papers. And we'll talk about citation too in these coming weeks. So that's going to be something we delve into as well, but just write your own stuff. That's all I'll say about plagiarism. Here's the breakdown of our class. Our class is out of 1,300 points, which is a lot. And I try to make it a very balanced class. I am not one of those instructors that is going to make half of your grade based on one test at the end of the class. No, we spread the points out in this semester. Everything has an importance and everything has meaning. I'm not giving you guys fluff assignments. These assignments all have a specific purpose in helping you to become a better writer, and they're all stuff that kind of connects with the theme of what we're doing in the class. So your first 3 papers, for example, are worth 100 points each, and I'll go over the guidelines for each of them individually. The research paper at the end is double the length, so it's double the points. And then you will have exams that are 200 points. You have 4 for 25 points each, and then your final. So you'll have a poetry, fiction, nonfiction, and a drama exam, and then an MLA exam. That's where your first 100 points come from, and then your final exam's worth 100 as well. The assignments we do online in the class each week will tally up to 300 points, and then your discussion forums are 300 points. So as you can see, everything is balanced out. Every assignment is going to be important, but I like to spread the point value out so that if you do miss an assignment for whatever reason, your grade isn't going to tank. You just have to be consistent in this class. All right, so every instructor has their pet peeve, and I'm going to give you all mine. I don't do late work. This class moves fast in the summer. We have a lot of ground to cover. We have a lot of things to talk about, and you get a full week to do all of your assignments. Because you get a full week, I don't accept late work. If you miss an assignment, my advice is just move on. Go to the next week, start on it, and don't be late. Do all of the assignments. I tell my students every semester that I have students, they get 3 grades. I'll have students get A's and B's and E's. And that's pretty much the truth of it. If you're doing all the assignments on time and you're trying and giving effort, you're going to get an A or B in this class. But if you just ignore assignments or you just get in a habitual habit of just not doing it, then you'll probably fail this class and have to retake it. So I want to establish early on that I am not the instructor that you can email Sunday night at 10 o'clock being like, hey, can I turn stuff in tomorrow? Nope. Make a habit of, you have basically all of the assignments in this class are due Friday or Sunday. So get into a mindset or a habit of getting those assignments done before the weekend, and that way you won't have to worry about it. Now, obviously, if it's your papers, a lot of students, myself included, have waited until the due date to complete them. Totally fine, but just don't miss your deadlines. And that's pretty much the most that's the most strict thing I am with this class, is that we have so much ground to cover, and I don't want these grades to snowball out of control. So you do just need to make sure you get your assignments done on time. Obviously, though, life goes on beyond this class. So if you have like a medical emergency or a family crisis or something beyond your control, then please email me individually at my email, and we'll handle that situation one-on-one, like on an individual basis. But if you email me at 11 o'clock at night on Sunday, I'll probably be asleep. But if you email and you're like, hey, my computer crashed, I'll be like, you kind of shouldn't have waited till the last minute to do the assignment. So that may be something different. But like I said, we'll handle it on a one-on-one basis. Just, that's my pet peeve as an instructor. I'm all about getting those assignments turned in on time, because I want to keep up with your grades and make sure that you know how you're doing in the class each week so that you can keep track of that as well. Our attendance policies are on here. If you have an ADA accommodation, you can contact this number. Our tests are not timed, so I don't think that should be an issue for anyone. And then what we do is we utilize a service called Starfish. So I give my students, if you've missed class for an entire week, if you have not logged on for a whole week, I'll give you a warning. I'll email you and contact you through Starfish and say, hey, you didn't do anything this week. You need to do something in the class this week or I'm going to withdraw you. If you don't do anything after that, then I'll withdraw you from the class and I won't let you back in for the summer. So just keep that in mind. As long as you're logging in each week and doing the assignments, you should be fine. But that's kind of my policy there, is I will contact you and let you know, and make sure everything's okay. But you can't miss 2 weeks in a row, especially in an 8-week class. That's a fourth of the class that you've missed. So just keep that in mind. And then obviously, that's pretty much the class as a whole. Like I said, this class isn't insanely difficult. We do a lot in it. We do a lot of class discussions. We do a lot of writing, but I want to make it as fun as possible because I know that for many of you, this will be the last English class that you have. So that's the class in a nutshell, as I've explained it in 20 minutes. I am going to post a week 1 lecture video, like I said, if not tonight, then tomorrow when I have a little bit of a better computer and can show you guys the PowerPoints and go over everything. So please watch out for that. I'm going to go ahead and put this introduction video on our homepage, and I'm going to go ahead and email it to everybody so you've got a copy of it. And then hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I'll have our week 1 lecture video posted for you all to see. So as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to email and call me. But otherwise, I am super excited to have you guys in this class. I'm so ready to talk about English, especially 122 again. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the week 1 lecture video.